Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. So we have everyone's favorite event, Clashfronts. It's coming back for the beginning of this season. Now we have a free-to-play set of 5 teams. There'll be a formation ID if you want to copy it down. And then I've also put together a pay-to-win set of 5 Vanguard teams. Now if you are only a non-Vanguard, you can pick 3 of your top teams from the 5 and hopefully you can put together just your best options. But basically that is how I would treat it for the non-Vanguard players. Okay, so we're gonna lead it off with the free-to-play teams. So free-to-play team number 1 is going to be Lily May's Siren Nuke team with Ravion as well, buffing them up as much as possible. Pheromore for more buffing on Lily May, Hugin for more buffing on Siren, and then you have the Snow Stomper for his immediate ultimate, and he's gonna tank a bit for the team as well. Now, Pheromore is just really here to give the attack buff to Lily May, just to allow her to nuke the enemies harder, and with Ravion as well, you're gonna have really insane damage output, and the Divine Favor artifact is really good to just power up Lily May and Siren one step further. So team number 2 is going to be a Pandora Shmira team, because Pandora does really well with Shmira. I've seen that even in Supreme Arena, and you want to have these heroes kind of, it might look like a weird positioning, but let me explain it to you. So we have Nero to give his charm bonus onto Shmira, and also to give his ultimate onto Shmira. We need Nero here because we need to take an enemy potential Lily May, because a lot of people are going to have Lily May on one of their teams. Then we have Damon to further buff up Shmira with the attack buff. We have Ludovic to heal up Grim Executioner as our tank, Pandora, and then Nero and Damon. Basically everyone's going to be healed right from the beginning of the match. Hopefully no one's going to get nuked because of that. And we have Pandora charm bonus onto Nero to increase Nero's range damage even further as well. Now I have chosen the Star Bless spell as an artifact, and this may be a controversial decision, but because it will activate 6 seconds into the match. However, I really think that one of the best teams to run this in is a Pandora team, because Pandora is only going to unbox my Shmira 4 seconds into the match. And then Shmira's ultimate, she's going to cast it. It's going to take a while before it's actually going to reach the enemy team, because there's the travel time of all of her ghosts. And so I think within just a couple of seconds, we're going to have the Star Bless first trigger, and Shmira should basically be getting buffed up by that and getting a pretty massive attack buff, because I wanted to use a Star Bless spell, and Blood Moon of course is also a good option for this team, and you can decide whether you want Blood Moon here. Blood Moon is going to trigger before Shmira even comes out of the box, but Star Bless will trigger a couple of seconds after Shmira is out, and it should still power up substantially. So that's why I went for the Star Bless spell here. It has really good stats on the artifact as well. Okay, so there we have the Pandora Shmira team. Now team number 3. So Fight Club came up with a team which is similar to this, but I have a different positioning in mind, and that's the one that I'm sharing here. And also I have been running this combo of Almas, Iron, Tassi, Bonnie, like this 4-man combo in Supreme Arena as my free-to-play recommendation, because I think all of the heroes synergize really well together. But Citrana is really the icing on the cake in this comp, because she is going to further debuff the enemies, causing them to reduce their vitality, and then just have Tassi an even easier job to solo enemies at the end. So I went for the Blood Moon spell on this team. Again, I think that Star Bless spell wouldn't be a terrible option, because this is going to be a longer fight that you're going to have when you're running a team like this. Tassi is probably going to survive for 20 to 25 seconds before everyone wipes out, and so you could get value from Star Bless. But now as for the positioning, I have Iron rearmost, so if the opponent runs a Bonnie, the Bonnie debuff will not go off onto Tassi, and we obviously have to have Snow Stomper in front of Iron, because we want the Snow Stomper to take an enemy Lily May interruption, and I have Bonnie on a tile so that she's not going to be easily jumpable by Sylvina. Some people are going to plan to run Sylvina on the Clashfronts teams, especially if they're running out of options. Even I am in my free-to-play lineup, but usually people are going to have Sylvina on the rearmost tiles, because usually your carriers are going to be on the rearmost tiles, but having it like this is going to be protecting the Bonnie from being jumped by Sylvina. Most likely no one is going to put Sylvina here in their lineup, so that is why I went for this. And we have the Blood Moon spell, so this should be an effective team. Citrana can work even if she's at lower ascension, but try to get your Citrana built up just in general for PvP. She is the strongest A-level Mauler PvP hero. Okay, now team number 4, now things are getting a bit crazy. Now, it is a Baelran team, but let's say you don't have Baelran and you have Harak. You can interchange Baelran for Harak here. Both are going to be fine. Now, I think that is probably more suited to have this team with Baelran, and let me explain why. Because this is going to be like a big healing buffing comp. We have the twins to buff and heal Baelran. We have Rowan to give his charm bonus buff with like range defense buff and also melee damage increase onto Baelran, and also to potion up the Baelran at the beginning of the match. And then we have Damien, who's going to have some more healing over time, and then haste buff and things like that. And then we have the damage reduction of the Fresto illusion on the onto Baelran, and so I just want to get Baelran ascended as quickly as possible. We have Soothe Rain spell as well for the vitality and the healing periodically. So if Baelran can get ascended and double ascended, he's going to solo the entire enemy team. But in the same way, you could run definitely a team like Harak. It may look weird because you have like all of this support and it's just Harak, but like that's kind of what Harak wants, especially with his charm quality bonus he has this season. He's going to survive better in the early stages, then he just gets a couple of kills and he's going to snowball for your team. And you have the Rowan charms onto him. You can have the Damien for healing and haste buff. So definitely I could see you running a team with Harak here as well if you have Harak belt, and that's kind of what I would recommend for this Celestial Hypogean lineup. Okay, now for team number 5, it is going to be a Mauler team because we have good Mauler heroes left over. The thing is, I'm not even running Odie in any one of my teams. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But like these are really the Mauler heroes which do better in PvP. Shakir definitely, he is a kill threat of his own. Like if once he casts his ultimate, he can actually one by one take out enemies. And also we have Coco charms onto Shakir. Coco has the same charm bonus as Rainier to increase the range defense and also melee damage of Shakir. We have Thorn Soul Pacting Shakir, so Shakir can actually be your carry for this comp. But we also have massive nuking at the beginning. Like I said, people are going to be running Sylvina, and this is what I'll recommend for other people. On the rearmost tile, you're going to jump onto an enemy rearmost, probably a priority carry, and I also have Lone Gaze in a position that hopefully they can team up and attack the same target. So we also have Seismic Spell. This is a very strong artifact because it kind of locks down the enemy team for the first 5 seconds, immobilizing them. Now if they're ranged heroes, they don't really mind about immobilization, but if they're melee heroes, it can really kind of like just interfere with their plan and allow my team to run up and gain control of the honor arena pretty easily. And yeah, and also range defense, more defenses, that's kind of good for this kind of bruisery team that we have. Now, of course, if you wanted to use a hero like Odie, you could just throw an Odie into a team like this. It's just that Odie has a really difficult time fitting in because he's easy to kill generally, and he doesn't have crazy nuking power. And so, like, a team like this is just going to be more effective compared to Odie, and Odie just doesn't have a great place in these team lineups. So those are going to be my team recommendations for the free-to-play lineup. And before we move to the pay-to-win teams, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. Okay guys, so here we have the pay-to-win team lineup. So pay-to-win team number 1 is going to follow a similar strategy of Siren, Lily May combo with Ravion. However, this is going to be even stronger because we have Theodore energy boosting the Siren, Leica going to be energy boosting. Siren is going to be casting his ultimate literally within 1 or 2 seconds of the match, and Snowstomper is going to provide freedom for Siren to cast his ultimate because Lily May will be interrupting your Snowstomper. And Siren, if he casts off his ultimate, Lily May is just damaging everyone. We have the Dark Moon descending because of the lieutenant casting the ultimate, and then we're probably going to complete the objectives of Ravion with all of our damage quickly and just further buff up the attack of our carries. So this is going to be a very strong sort of nuking team. And honestly, not even that pay to win. And like, if you don't have Leica, that's fine. You can just run Pheromore to buff up Lily May here. That's totally fine. It's just that I think if you have both built, Leica might be slightly better, but it's not that big of a difference. So there we have it with the Divine Favor spell. Okay, so team number 2 is going to be the same. I'm also running this for my team number 2 for pay to win teams because this is going to be strong. Pandora Shimira combo, like Lily May is not going to be able to deal with this, and Dunlinger is basically the only way that Hard shuts this down. And even then, like, hopefully Shamir will be able to survive long enough and actually get off an ultimate after the bell wears off. So here we have this team. I think it will be very effective and just maximum buffing for the Shamir as possible. Then we have team number 3. Team number 3 is the same as I'm running also in the free-to-play lineup because I think that you do want to run at least 2 Wilder teams, and this is an overall strong Wilder team. Definitely, I like having Tassi with Bonnie together and Citron as well for the debuffs. This is going to be an effective team. You have Almas for the tanking. Iron is freely able to get off his ultimate, and you're going to quickly spread those Bonnie and Citron debuffs, no problem. And Blood Moon spell just to keep cycling the stat increases. Okay, now my team number 4, this is the pay to win monstrosity. Like the thing is, obviously, because I have the Celestial Hypergenes, almost all of them built and at my disposal, I am going to run these crazy pay to win teams. But you do not need to run a team like this. Basically, the core of Dunlinger, Athalia is very strong. So if you want to run Dunlinger, Athalia, and then Igor, that's really good. Igor is a stall option, but Said is even better as a staller compared to a hero like Igor. So that is why I'm running Saida here with Athalia and Dunlinger, because their core is so strong. And then I also have Rainier here, and Rainier is almost guaranteed to get a position swap, because come on, like, who is not gonna have a hero in one of these, like, you know, central area? And so Rainier is guaranteed to get off a swap, and probably is gonna be onto the Saida, which would be optimal because she's my rearmost. But even if it's on Athalia, that would also be great. And then we have Soothe Rain Spell, because I like this artifact. It's really good for, like, you know, those stall oriented teams. It has attack and health, and it keeps healing up your team, and it'll just be more annoying for the enemy to deal with. Okay, so team number 5. Team number 5 is going to be a Kulu Cryanaya team. Now, again, it is because Cryanaya is a strong hero. Let me just explain this team, though, because this team is not like maybe what you would first think of when you think of like a Cryanaya nuke team. But Cryanaya does really well with Kulu, because Kulu can protect the Cryanaya, which is important. I also have all of my carries up a tile, so that if the opponent has a Sylvina, they have a Bonnie, they have a Vala, they have a Alicet, they're gonna go off onto my other heroes. They're not gonna be targeting my key carries, and that's much better for me, because I want to protect them at all costs. We have the Real Fresher on the Cryanaya to charge your energy faster, Illusion Fresher on the Kulu. Now, one kind of unfortunate thing about this lineup is Ronan is going to give his energy potion to the hero that has the most, like, who first reaches 300 energy, and Kulu has 300 starting energy. So basically what's going to happen in this team is Rowan's going to give an energy potion to Kulu, and within 2 seconds of the match, Kulu's going to begin ultimating. Which isn't, like, you might think, well, wouldn't you want that on Cryanaya? It's actually, you do want it on Kulu first, because if the opponent has a Lily Mate, it's gonna interrupt Kulu, and then Kulu can recharge again and get off another ultimate. It's basically taking the ultimate interruption for Cryanaya. The Cryanaya is gonna ult a bit late in this comp. Like, it usually takes 8 to 9 seconds before she's gonna cast her ultimate, but we have a lot of protection. We have Rowan Charm, which, even though the Rowan Charms, you might think this doesn't make sense because it boosts melee damage, which Cryanaya will not have melee damage. But I'm doing it for that range defense buff further. So basically, we have a massive range defense buff onto Cryanaya. We're gonna wall off the enemy team. We have frontline tanks, so like basically the enemy will only be able to hit me with range damage, and that range damage should be pretty ineffective. And then we have Scarlita for added shielding and protection and immunity to fatal blows, and then of course we have the Lucia Phantomal. So we have that team, and then we have even more range defense with the Seismic Swell, because we're going to be walling off the enemies, so might as well run the Seismic Swell as well for range defense, and also that immobilization onto them just to buy a bit more time for Cryanaya. So anyway guys, hopefully this is helpful. Good luck with your Clashfronts. Let me know if there are any other teams that you have in mind. Let me know in the comment section. But thanks for watching. If you guys are not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, there is a link to that in the description of this video, and we talk about everything related to AFK Journey there, so I look forward to seeing you there. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.